If you want to know the best Netflix documentaries, you should definitely watch our picks for the best ones of the 2010s.
Who has seen an advertisement that has convinced you that your microphone is listening to your conversations?
We hope you will enjoy the following ranking. Please let us know your favorite in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.
Number 10. Fyre 2019.
It just became much more than anybody ever dreamed it would be. I mean, you know the saying, desperate people do desperate things.
Fyre, The Greatest Party That Never Happened, is a 2019 documentary film directed by Chris Smith. The documentary impresses with agonizing tension while telling a story that questions the reality of wealth and its consequences. As an exclusive behind-the-scenes look of the Fyre Music Festival, we witness how the once greatly promoted party event filled with supermodels turned out to be far from the truth. Now we witness what really happened and why.
It was them partying with talent that didn't really know what they were there to do.
But in the end, it didn't matter.
We are selling a pipe dream to
We're selling a pipe dream to fucking
your average middle America.
They were selling a vision of what people want.
Number 9. The Bleeding Edge 2018.
The answer back was, no, we've never heard of that being a problem. But it was clear to me that the hip would need to be redone.
The Bleeding Edge is a 2018 documentary film directed by Kirby Dick. Once again, exploring the cruel nature of humanity, filmmaker Kirby Dick dives deep into the $400 billion medical device industry of the U.S. that may have a big part in destroying people's lives. We get the chance to explore the profit-driven mindset of greedy businessmen in the face of success and a horrifying marketplace where morals are dying.
When my doctor went in there to revise my hip, he found a virtual crankcase of metal sludge. And the critical ligaments, what we call the hip capsule that holds the hip in place, that had just kind of liquefied.
Number 8. Tell Me Who I Am 2019.
Hello, Ali, you're awake. How are you? It's me. And I'm thinking, I don't know how I am.
Tell Me Who I Am is a 2019 documentary film directed by Ed Perkins. This devastating real-life horror story follows Alex, a teenage boy who wakes up from coma, only to find that all his memories have vanished forever. Not knowing who he actually is, his only hope is his identical twin brother, Marcus. When they both go on a journey to uncover Alex's true identity, they might unleash a brutal family secret buried in the past.
I said to Marcus, who is she? And he just said, she is our mother. And Marcus said to me, do you really not know that that is our mother? And I said, no. And then he said to me, well, do you know who you are?
Number 7. Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, 2017.
Jerry Becker, who was playing my father at one point, went crazy suddenly in the makeup trailer.
Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond is a 2017 documentary film directed by Chris Smith. Hidden behind an unseeming title, Jim and Andy is the deeply fascinating exploration of true cinema commitment called method acting, where actors go their utmost limits in order to take on the role. Exploring over 1,000 hours of footage from the set of Man on the Moon, we discover how acting legend Jim Carrey made through a haunting transformation into the role of Andy Kaufman.
You know, and no one really knew what was real and not real half the time. I didn't know what was real and not real. You just went with Andy and Tony and wherever their whim took you. And the emotions oftentimes were very real.
Number 6. The Ivory Game, 2016.
You can see how close together they all are, they. Poachers must have had a very well set up ambush.
The Ivory Game is a 2016 documentary film directed by Keith Davidson and Richard Ladkani. As heartbreaking as jaw-dropping and horrifically honest at the same time, The Ivory Game follows a group of filmmakers who went undercover for 16 months to infiltrate the deep-rooted corruption at the heart of the global ivory trafficking crisis. Their elephants are slaughtered at record numbers by poachers in pursuit of white gold and money washed with blood.
The poachers from southern Tanzania now seem to be spreading out a bit. This gang, we know there were 3 Kenyans, 4 Tanzanians. So very professional, knew exactly what they're doing. Horrible thing to think, the whole family all clustered together and well, probably wasn't even aiming.
Number 5. Chasing Coral, 2017.
The corals were fluorescing. They're producing a chemical sunscreen to protect themselves from the heat.
Chasing Coral is a 2017 documentary film directed by Jeff Orlowski. Offering a truly breathtaking look on some of Earth's most wonderful natural wonders, Chasing Coral also delivers a terrifying warning about our planet's uncertain future. As more and more reefs around the world are vanishing and dying, a team of photographers is out to discover why they are disappearing and what we can do to save them.
We were getting reports that the corals in New Caledonia were doing something completely weird.
Richard was there, and he said it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what it is. The locals didn't know what it was. We didn't know what was happening.
Number 4. Icarus, 2017.
I've felt pretty good. I've just had some bad luck days.
Stop it.
Icarus is a 2017 documentary film directed by Brian Fogel. This eye-opening viewing for professional sports enthusiasts proves itself through also drawing deep affection from the typical filmgoer. When director Brian sets out to uncover the truth about doping in sports, a chance meeting with a Russian scientist transforms his story from a personal experiment into a geopolitical thriller. He is about to be involved in, and a chronicler of, sports' biggest doping scandal in history, as details are revealed of Russia's systemic government-sponsored doping program.
I mean, I could have been 21 years old and taken all the blood bags and EPO in the world, and I was still not going to be a Tour de France champion. It doesn't matter.
Number 3. Virunga, 2014.
Maïcha a été confisquée entre les mains des braconniers qui voulaient les vendre.
Virunga is a 2014 documentary film directed by Orlando von Einsiedel. This heartbreaking and deeply affecting showcase of greed and what it does to the world's most beautiful, jaw-dropping natural wonders offers not only a variety of insights, but true and honest filmmaking. Following a team of brave individuals that all commit their lives to protecting the last mountain gorillas, we witness how humans can go to the limits for the greater good.
Caboclo, c'est un peu agressif. Mais ils ont une grande affection. Ils ont l'amour.
Number 2. Winter on Fire, Ukraine's Fight for Freedom, 2015.
Не за то, что там будут жертвы, а страх был за то, что это может потухнуть.
Winter on Fire, Ukraine's Fight for Freedom is a 2015 documentary film directed by Evgeny Afanivsky. Political conflict is always caused by something small that quickly erupts into a massive explosion, just like the straw that breaks the camel's back. This documentary discovers a civil rights movement that vastly erupts in the Ukraine after a peaceful student protest morphs into a violent revolution, becoming a story of violence, force, and brutality in the face of freedom.
Мы просто брались за руки и стояли. Что будет, мы не знали. Просто надеялись на что-то лучшее, но нельзя было какой-то провокации творить.
Before we unveil movie number 1, here are a few honorable mentions.
I definitely didn't think that while we're sitting there counting votes on our data screen that some of those votes were made by people who had seen fake news stories paid for by Russia on their Facebook page.
That was really what spurred on this thing of like, oh, well, I just have to have access to this, and I have to do it the right way because, you know, I don't want to fail a drug test. I don't want to do any of that, but this is something that can really help me.
We would often discuss the life and work of a French couple, Katja and Maurice Kraft. They were famous for capturing incredible images of volcanoes.
Number 1. 13th, 2016.
Somebody can hold up one of these, get what's going on, they can put it on YouTube, and the whole world has to deal with it.
13th is a 2016 documentary film directed by Ava DuVernay. Striking right at the heart of America's terrifying racial history, 13th offers a calmly controlled insight into one of the world's most current issues. In this documentary, we explore the history of inequality in the States, focusing on the fact that most U.S. prisons are mainly filled with African Americans. An insight that will deeply affect your view on the topic.
In the 1950s, Dr. King and the Civil Rights Movement used television in this way. Look, this is what segregation looks like. These are dogs attacking children. These are people being fire hosed. Searching for the medium of technology that will confirm your experience such that your basic humanity can be recognized.
Do you agree with our list? Please let us know in the comments. If you want to know more about a particular movie in this list, you can check out our links in the video description. And for more top 10 movie videos, be sure to subscribe to communiTV.